Hi, happy Saturday. I'm unaware if humans in other areas of the world, and I do this, happy Saturday. You know, if this was the United States, how I see it is my hand goes over Ohio because Ohio says, um, and I can touch anywhere in this country, but then anywhere in the world. And it's by miracle because they said, my therapist, as far as this surgery, said 2 people in 21 years. But look, I can still touch anyone in the world. We all can. But what if I'm injured or in a wheelchair, or what if... Got it? But what if I feel like my head has fallen off? Like, I just can't handle this fear, anxiety, depression, or one and not the others, and back. Stay smiling. I've been there, and I still go through that. But I do know when I let go of thinking and allowing it to go through my mind, 97 is what I say, percent of things I think are important are not. And no worries, because even if you lose your mind, whack. I'm serious. I don't remember getting this after my 2004 first traumatic light brain injury. I don't. And then it came in very handy 2019, mid-December, I think. I can't remember. My brain shut off, and then they had to cut it open here to here. But this is not about me. This is not unless you hear that and say, this kind of makes me feel better. Sure. Compare all of your lives to mine if that's the type of person you are. Fine. My bank accounts were closed. Everything. And I accepted and allowed this because I also, in a sense, forecasted it with my son and daughter's mother. That if all of these things happen, I'm going to try to show the world that faith is our only answer, meaning JesusCalling. And that's one of my amazing addictions every morning. JesusCalling, wow, is today's and an amazing one. And one of the answers that came to me amongst many was N, P-R-I-N-C-E-N for me. Party like it's 1999. That's what the world needs to do, is go back. Jeremy, you're sharing a lot of stuff. Exactly, and that's how our world became built. In something we thought was the only way to survive, the only way to get through. You know, even when I tried to go one day at a time, I have to go back to work. I have to. No, you don't. Leaders, I'm talking to you. Everyone's born talents. I believe it's up to all of you. All in is our best bet. To go where? All in where? Here. Your talents will come out. We need to spend the rest of this year staying at home. But what about my Wi-Fi? What about my cell phone? What about? All of these can work without bills. Yes, I know I can be taken from this earth and, in a sense, from the past of the strength I learned from Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Prince, Michael Jackson, Tupac. Oh, I love the name Tupac. If I put it in a different order, it says act up. That's for me, yeah. I'm acting up right now. It's Saturday. What's today? The 10th. Got it. So if you go the other way, it's a net. I'm shooting because I owe son, for sure, he's my key. Daughter, I win, is a reminder. And their mother is my forever and always will be the ignition of my amazing addictions and belief in the habit factory. Sarah is my son, meaning amazing addictions up here is the AA that took me over, and it's a light. So feed your faith and your doubts will starve. But Jeremy, it looks like if they lose their... I've been around so many people in this entire world and talked to and communicated with, text, WhatsApp, the list goes on and on and on and on. I'm telling every one of you, the only solution is being thankful that you lived again if you're hearing this. But Jeremy, you don't understand. I've lost, if you want to say it that way, many people in my life. But I owe every single one of them. Steve Jobs believes I owe him. He's one of the tied, if you want to call it that, as if you were young again. He's one of my tied number ones. And I'm so thankful I wake up with the King, and the Key, John F. Kennedy, and Princess Princess Diana, thank you. Wendy Warren, thank you. Billy Bunting, thank you. Aaron Archer, thank you. Lorena Mike Trailcraft, thank you. Mindy Stewart, Mind Art. This is how my mind does art. Did this, my old me, when these collapsed and fell down, the old me would have cried, got depressed, anxiety, drank alcohol, all these things. But now I realize, wait a second, you can turn anything and everything you see and take in differently. And I know leaders again, and people that have guns. You might be thinking, oh, he's neat, but we need to get rid of him, take him from earth, because he is not going to let this go back to the way it should be. No, I'm not, no. Nope, I am not. Only each one of you, one by one, can do it. But Jeremy, you owe nothing. You owe yourself a heaven on earth, or you can take from that, have on ear. Look, walk. Have on ear. The key is you saying, all right, Jesus calling, half a page, tiny every morning and every night, if you want it. It's awesome. It's written so well by, what do you know, again, a Sarah Young. Her last name reminds me, Jeremy. Always be young again, meaning you fear nothing and share your heart and your brain and what it learned over this especially, of course, this decade, because the one that ignited amazing addictions for me and believed in Habit Factory so much. But Sarah Young, Jesus Calling, that's the call I take every morning and night. So the key is to listen. Leaders, the key is here. Sharing that, yeah, world, finally. If some of you might say, Jeremy's the one who's not scared, and he's correct. Some of you billionaires that I'm with spent hours with eating. It's the greatest line I've ever went to. No price would have stopped me. And in Ohio, there's one billionaire that showed anything's possible. You see, so all of us in time could look at it. We're in the exact same position. Correcto. So even if you feel like your mind goes out, sometimes that can be seen as a major positive. That means you're on your steps to growth. Yeah, growth. So I could spend the rest of this year staying at home. My food that I was used to and all of us are used to, it's basically gone. Am I scared? No. I'm not asking anyone for anything. Nothing. Because I believe in everyone so much, I cannot push your buttons. Fear, anxiety, depression is the current fad. Well, then how do we change it? Well, you do it in your own way by ear, being capitalized, meaning how you take this stuff in. And the music that talks to you, I do a shuffle. But what about anxiety? You have the ability to just in your own cool, clever way or fun way to change it. I did by just going, I don't go, what's the answer? I just don't do anything except for I go on to the next things and then it comes to me, and one day it did. ANXIETY. Just replace it with OUS so you become anxious. But what about depression? It's a strong word. Well, just press on, that's it. On to what? Whatever keeps reminding you that every day you should wake up. Be thankful if you're listening to this. You lived again. You can choose young again, read Jesus Calling. And then in time, you will be born again fully. All of you in the world. Who led me? On a jump. That's Donald Trump. Molina, thank you. Because in my fun way, MOLIN. And if I read it this way and flip the M, like man to woman, what comes up is now. These are just, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do any of what I'm doing. It could just be your fun way. I believe in everyone in this world coming together. But Jeremy, M&Ms are the favorite snack, in a sense, of all time. Well, good. Music and meditation, that's my M&M. But what about the rapper when you see him? everything he's gone through, and he is still here. You can look at everything as a powerful, positive thing. But what about slavery and everything in the past and the way that BLM came up? All of us can equally, if you want to call it the remainder of this year, if your ears go up and you become anxious and press on. Press on. What do you mean? One day at a time, just going, you know what? I love, ultimately, deep down, we're born to love all. Even if you feel your mind keeps going back and forth, stick to it. All sticks I pick up every day, especially if they create a peace sign in a sense, like they go up and like this. I'm just putting them on the side of the road and everywhere around churches and everything and loading them with leaves. And thank you, Leaf, again, my friend. He's actually out here in the kitchen, and something he wrote. And his amazing spouse, J.E., like, what names come out to you that contain J.E.? Mine is Jesus. My list goes on and on and on and on and on. John F. Kennedy. I hear Gianna and Kobe. You see, your brains, trust me, will trigger into taking everything in front of you. And everything you take in here, directly into here and into here. And just going, you know what? I'm not letting this bother me anymore. I am not going to fear. No. I'm going to be anxious and press on with everything that keeps me away from thinking. I exactly have to do something today. I have to pick my music. I have to worry about this. No. I believe in the leaders so much. We can get in, like I said, 100,000 of you across the world in the Horseshoe in Ohio. And I know we could get the next part done to start 2020 O-N-E, and it'll become 202 W-O-N. Victory is equality. You mean of just skin shades? Light skin shades to medium to high? Well, one of the highest or darkest shades of skin is the one who ignited all this in me. And another key, like my son, one of them came through a text last night. I called him a key. He's the fourth. But the way he spoke either was fooling me and he's in a different position because I believe in him, or he's at a position of K-E-Y comes from his first name. Just like John F. Kennedy, I took key from that. My son, K-N-O-X-L-E-Y, is a key. He's the one, my son, who triggered all this too. And the I win gives me no fear that we cannot win at equal. Victory is equality. And meditation and music can lead all. And then the key last night taught me, either he's messing with you, Jeremy, or he needs to learn about this. And the key is to listening. And all leaders leading. That is that. I didn't plan on that this morning. And this is, by the way, a last name that popped on me that I remembered a month ago that I created. I could not find it anywhere, and somehow it popped up here. Truth. You see, we all have a fun way to put the number one as we awake each day. If you're listening to this, I lived again. I should choose young again and not get scared. I'm telling you, but what about all the airlines, all the musicians, all the jobs we're supposed to have, all the bye. One last time, leaders in the world, I know you're going, Jeremy, that's neat, but we gotta go back. I'm not going back to slavery. I'm not going back to thinking becoming a millionaire is important. I've been there. Creating billions is important. I've been there. Disregarding and not respecting and knowing there's a chance that people in the prisons, in the jails could, we need to accept that they need to be in. No, we actually don't. This will take time, and I promise my brain's gone through it all, but it was delivered by that call I get every morning and night. That we don't have to think we need to go back to the past of anything. The lessons can be lessons, and they can also be less-ons, meaning thinking any of that is not possible to change. Because truth equals change, Faith equals change. Trust equals change. Crazy equals change. It would be kind of crazy to switch. Exactly. Crazy can be a positive word. And the one who ignited all of this, Holly, you're 4, and Daryl Singletary. I ain't never had too much fun. Daryl, Angel, that would be Legna, reading it the other way. Legna and dog. Or you could go Slegna and dog, which is angels and God, or angel and God. But thank you, Daryl Singletary. I ain't never had too much fun. Because when this fell and the head popped off, the old me, like I said, would have drank, would have got depressed, would have done all these things. But I went, wait a second. It's time to allow this to be taken over. And some of you, it'll take more time. I've learned that. Some of you, it'll happen like that. Some of you, but guess what? It doesn't mean anyone's better than the other. Only the dog knows that. In time, victory is equality. Thank you, Daryl. Tennessee, Tennessee. Wow, that brings 2 shades of skin color. Yeah. It's just not hard. It's just how to look at everything differently. So happy Saturday. October at day. You can do anything with SATUR. Just create words, however you want to do it. Gonna do it. Because I'm here and I'm there. Hi. So this is the real me. Again, I will share everything I've got, and probably wearing this shirt because Cool Story Bro ignited me in the beginning in the Tennessee team. Wow, there's so many over Tennessee, and Wendy Warren, one of the greatest angels. And Billy Bunting taught me how to believe that anything is possible for each one of us. And all you need to do is imagine all the people living. Thank you, Billy Bunting. And that connects me to Daryl Singletary. I ain't never had too much fun. This could be a greatest Christmas ahead of us in the New Year's, and I promise on my life. And if I will share everything I've got. And if by the end of next year, all of you can say we did our best in taking the Jesus call every morning and night, and we gave it our best, Jeremy, and now the world is at its worst, and you feel as the entire world you need to vote and take my life, take it. I fear nada because of my belief in everyone. It's a lot of stuff, but obviously you don't see my notes. No, we don't need notes. Set on. N-O-T. No, wait. Set on. Notes. Read it this way. N-O-T-E-S. Set on. But what about, Jeremy, what about devil? Lived. You lived differently. Set on. Come on, press on. Depression. Press it on. This is for you and me to tell you that anything is possible. AIP. 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 Now it's time to have fun and party like it's 1999. Thank you, N. And Eminem, thank you for being in still. I know your words will come. Music and meditation will be the greatest, Eminem. Apple, thank you for being an A. Steve Jobs believes, and the list goes on. Right now, I'm still, and I forever will be Rosa Parks every day. Be with her. And I love the cab. Chadwick Aaron Bozeman, thank you. And I have amazing addictions forever. Whether I'm here solo or not, my schoolhouse rocks. You can, trust me, you can turn your house into a schoolhouse that rocks. Jack Black, thanks for justifying that years ago when we were in the holiday. Thank you. And yes, there are many famous people. I only share a few here and there. Colin Hanks, thank you, Tom, and thank you, Colin, and thank you, Mommy, and brothers. And the list with Brad Pitt. Oh my gosh, you are rad at it. Yes. And there's a group the night before in New York City. I went on Montel Williams. There's a group of you women. He's a woe man. You're beautiful women that did your music the night before in New York. And then I ended up in one of your music videos. The list goes on. I'm ready to call up on all of you. So, Feed your faith, and your doubts will starve.